Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Stock Market Today. It's Alissa, Coram, and Ed Carson here. And on today's show, we're going to be taking a look at 3 stocks with compelling action. But first, let's take a look at the major indexes. So here's a chart of the NASDAQ, and it was a strong close. We saw upside reversals for the S&P 500 and NASDAQ today with growth leading. So we are continuing to just move skyward here at this point, Ed.
Yeah, it was really ideal because the NASDAQ led. I mean, we started off weak and then powered higher, and even better, the NASDAQ went higher when, the Dow sort of lagged a little bit. The S&P just did okay. And so, we didn't get as overheated as it may look like from the NASDAQ. I mean, it's really amazing how far we've come, given, it is surprising how V-shaped this rally has been. But it's been great action in the NASDAQ, great action in a lot of growth stocks.
Yes. So let's take a look at a couple of those, starting off with Ping Identity. The ticker there is PING. And we saw a big move here today, up over 11% in heavy volume, clearing a short consolidation or handle area.
Yeah, it's not exactly clear where that handle is. They're on IBD Live. We were talking about either those last few days or 27.17. Either way, it broke out pretty powerfully, really strong volume. The stock had tried to break out actually with that 27.17, didn't work out. Had earnings that were better than expected last week, but the guidance wasn't great. The stock sold off pretty sharply, but it closed relatively well. And now this is one reason why it's nice to have those earnings out of the way when you go into a breakout, because then there isn't that big risk coming in. This is one of the several late 2019 IPO software companies that are doing really well once again. And cybersecurity is a pretty strong area.
Yes, exactly. We've seen a lot of stocks in the software group, but cybersecurity specifically that have gotten our attention as of late. So this is definitely one on the list. And now let's move our attention over to Vertex Pharmaceuticals. Ticker there is VRTX. Another strong day here. Vertex has been a name that we've been talking about on IBD Live a lot. And Vertex gaining 5% today to hit new highs. It was kind of interesting when this stock first broke out of this cup. It kind of round tripped all of those gains at one point, but now just really rebounding higher after pulling back to the 21-day.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. It would have been tough to hold if you bought, especially if you bought fairly high up, seeing this big round trip go down, but it never closed below its 5 point.
Right.
And after earnings, it did start to slowly rebound and then really picked up the pace. So, that rebound was an opportunity to buy again. And now again today is a chance to maybe add on some more shares. This isn't a shelf, as, Mike Webster on IBD Live likes to talk about. I'm not sure what you'd call it, but it is a short consolidation, nice bullish action, and this is why we made it stock of the day today. You can read more about it from Alison Gatlin. She wrote about this stock move today.
Yes, definitely check that out. And last but not least, let's take a look at ResMed, ticker RMD here, gaining 4% today. Now, ResMed saw what looks like a pretty steep sell-off here during the crash, but that bottom day, was able to really come well off of the low there and has just really come back strongly, and another nice move today.
Yeah, I think in some cases you just sort of have to forgive. There was a lot of stocks had that day or two that were just horrendous.
Right.
I think Chipotle
Yeah.
had one of those, or it's just like, oh my goodness, people were just selling it. I mean, this one had at the end of April, it reported earnings 45%. It was the 4th straight quarter of accelerating growth. It didn't really move a whole lot on that right away, but it just sort of kept on going since then. It makes sleep apnea products, but some of its products are also useful in the crisis, but that provides a little bit of coronavirus play. And, just really strong action. The volume was above average. You see the volume has picked up in the last few days after being sort of quiet, during sort of a little consolidation period over the 50-day line. Yeah, you don't want to sleep on this one.
Exactly. And like you mentioned, always good to see that strong volume when stocks are moving into position. And We've been talking about actionable stocks on IBD Live right as they pop onto our radar every morning. So that's really a good time to see what's out there, see what the health of the market is like, and take a look at stocks that are potentially good options to add to your portfolio.
Yeah, we talked about all three of these stocks today on IBD Live, and you get analysis real time, and it gives you an idea of like pointing out, oh, these are some good things, some bad things, people liking this, people not liking that. And it's just really, I think, really helpful, as you try to analyze stocks yourself and do your own research and make your own decisions. So I think it's really helpful.
Right, especially like you mentioned, as they're breaking out, because it's easy to look back, like Shopify, for example. What a huge move it's made! But we were talking about that and others like it right when they were first clearing those initial buy points. So some key analysis, you definitely don't want to miss it. Make sure you check out investors.com/IBD Live for our next morning live stream starting tomorrow morning, 10 minutes before the opening bell and running through the first hour of trade. We'll see you there, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow after the close. Thanks for watching.